With our current weather conditions, it takes a real expert to create landscape that'll thrive. Riedel's Garden Center has the staff with the expertise of water requirements for plants, lawns, and landscapes that'll stand up to our changing weather conditions. With 25 years of hands-on experience, owner Darren Riedel will customize a landscape design and irrigation system to meet your expectations and our climate. It's recommended to protect your lawn using Fertilome products available at Riedel's Garden Center, an authorized dealer. Call or stop by Riedel's Garden Center today.
Hello, my name is Lauren Fick. I'm the Horticulture Extension Agent for the Cottonwood Extension District, serving Ellis and Barton counties. If you'll notice around me, we're at a local park here in Hayes, and one of the weeds that I get the most questions about is something called little barley. If you look around me, there's a huge patch of it. They look like little foxtails, and they often get confused with foxtail, but the difference is that little barley is going to put out its seed head in early spring to early summer, and foxtail is actually not going to put out a seed head until the end of summer, and it's a little bit taller as well. So the question I get is, how do I get rid of this? It's all over my lawn, nothing I'm using on it works. What do I do? It actually all starts with preventative measures. The first thing that you need to make sure is that you have a thick lawn that is not mowed too short and does not allow for bare soil to be contacted with the sun. What happens when we have bare soil and heat is you create a perfect bed or environment for these weed seeds to germinate. They get a lot of water, they get a lot of sun, and before you know it, we have weeds, and then they start growing everywhere because some of their root systems are stronger than our turf systems. That being said, if you don't feel like you have a strong, thick turf, you can overseed in the fall. What that's going to do is it's going to bring in more grass seed that's going to thicken that up and not allow for any bare spots in your soil. If you think you have a thick lawn and you're still seeing these weeds, something else you can do is put down a Preemergent. And again, you put this down in the fall. We put it down in the fall because little barley is going to actually seed out in the fall. It's a winter annual, so it'll seed out in the fall and then it'll actually emerge a little bit throughout the winter, and you really won't even notice it. And then by the time spring comes, you start to notice all these seed heads and you're like, where did this even come from? It's barely spring. Well, it's because it's actually been there the whole time. So if you want to get ahead of it, you're going to have to put down a Preemergent in the fall. One that is labeled and recommended for little barley specifically is called Surflan, S-U-R-F-L-A-N. And what that's going to do is it will put down an ingredient into the soil that will not allow for weed seeds to germinate. If you're unsure if that's going to be strong enough, you could also put it down again in the spring. I would just not do as heavy of an application because that could potentially burn your lawn. If you think that, okay, I've already got this in my lawn, how do I get rid of it? Well, by the time June rolls around, there's really not much you can do, and I wouldn't do. At this point, if you sprayed it with Roundup, you'd really just be wasting your money because, as you notice, this is already starting to turn yellow, which means that it's dying out. And by July, this plant is going to be dead. So we don't really need to worry about getting rid of it at this moment. And as you see, it has the seed heads on it already, so it's already spread its seed to all of your neighbors and parks and everyone else. So the best thing to do is to just put a Preemergent down in the fall and spot spray if you need to come early spring. If you have any questions about little barley or other weeds in your lawn, please call your local extension office, or you can call me at 785-628-9430.
With our current weather conditions, it takes a real expert to create landscape that'll thrive. Riedel's Garden Center has the staff with the expertise of water requirements for plants, lawns, and landscapes that'll stand up to our changing weather conditions. With 25 years of hands-on experience, owner Darren Riedel will customize a landscape design and irrigation system to meet your expectations and our climate. It's recommended to protect your lawn using Fertilome products available at Riedel's Garden Center, an authorized dealer. Call or stop by Riedel's Garden Center today.